All right, hello everybody. Greetings and salutations. Hello, hello. Tis another wonderful D&D day. And yeah, unfortunately last stream my internet cut out, so it happens. Hopefully it's stable this time. Um we're gonna get fired up in a second here, so sit back, relax, and I'll round them up and get them ready to go. All right. All right. Trying to get a technical issue for one of the players fixed because they have no audio. So give us a minute. Ah, the joys of getting ready to start a game and something breaking. Don't you love it? You love it. Anyway, they're gonna try and restart and see if that fixes it. Otherwise, we'll have no audio. Eh. Who would like to do a recap?
I made a groan.
Uh,
Well, we can
Love to hear a
start
recap.
with
Yeah, we fix it.
Veldrin and Niavara had a confrontation with Svora, the sister.
It might not have been real.
That might not have
Who?
been real. Svora, she's the drow that Niavara was exchanged with.
We can just call her Sora. We can say that she
Whoa,
didn't know how to pronounce
wait
the
a
name.
minute. You had a confrontation with her?
Well,
We don't know if it
Ended up?
was. No, listen. It was in the room that was the same room as, like, when Veldrin opened the door, it showed like the town that he grew up in,
Uh-huh.
and he was like walking around that. And where we had ended was he was daring her to do something to him. And
Who was
so where
daring
we
her?
let her
Veldrin was
finish.
daring her.
Oh.
And
Let her finish.
so then where we picked up was in that room still. She attacked him, and Veldrin actually took damage, which was different from the rooms before, because like the previous room, his hand was bit off. So in this time, he actually took damage, but it wasn't from being stabbed. It was a mental damage.
Oh.
So but Niavara and Vildren just kind of laughed at
She's
her
so
because they were
excitable.
like, this whole thing
You
is
want to be
ridiculous.
mom? You want mom's approval? Go get it.
Yeah, they're like, you want to be her favorite? Just go say so. And she ended up leaving them. There wasn't anything else that they had found.
Wait, who left?
Sphora.
Okay.
Sphora. She like phased through the wall and disappeared. And there was also on the wall nice threads written. And then there was nothing else that they found. They left. Zed and Opal had gone inside to try and go get Niavara and Veldrin because they had been in for quite a while, and Niavara tried to do I changelinged myself to look like Mother, and I'm gonna trick them thing. And it worked on Zed, and Opal was like, something's not right, but I don't know what's not right. Niavara eventually was like, yeah, it's me. They ended up leaving, and then Opal opened the next door, and I was away from a lot of that. So if somebody else wants to cover that, be my guest.
Actually,
Opal.
We heard actually.
We're getting like
I have it up and I have it up.
yeah, we
Can't
get
hear.
like flashes of sound.
Ah. Okay. Okay.
Got
Okay.
that.
Here. This is minus 53 decibels. I'm looking at it right now. Can you hear most of it?
We can
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay, here, let me just turn it. Okay. That should be better. And and it's not going up. Okay. Ignore me. I mostly said I don't remember most of the information I absorbed from the pocket dimension, but I'm sure Alex has it written down somewhere. Sister, do you?
About what?
About what happened in Opal's room. Because I was gone for most of it, so I can't really recap it.
Opal's pocket dimension opened up with meeting her father and being really surprised by that fact. Does that ring any bells to start with?
It was her father.
Okay. She did in fact meet her father there. Though she knew from everybody else everybody else's information that it was probably an illusion. Opal said this in front of it, and it in fact confirmed that fact. And then she opened the front door to see what was outside, and had an extended conversation with an entity.
Hmm. More?
Beep, beep. Velgen, what did you learn in your room? Because Cubed messaged me after last session saying what I learned was a bit more than what you learned. Could you list off what you remember? Give me a bit of
Well,
a
this was
refresher.
Wow, way to give
some
away
of this
trade secrets.
wasn't. Some of this was stuff Veldrin had learned when they encountered Uthagorath with Marius, and some of this was learned in his room. But I do know that you learned stuff that Veldrin didn't know, because I got to the thing about the gate and the
Mhm,
crack in the gate. Veldrin didn't know that. But
mhm.
that Uthagorath, like, there's many others out there. It is part of the Eternal Feast. Uh, yeah.
Cracking the gate. Also, the Cubed. Most of actually, Alex runs one. I know Veldrin runs a tabletop RPG game. Most of the trade secrets we all share. It's fine.
I
Shit.
also am good at my notes, where it's like, if it's information that Veldrin isn't privy to, I don't write it down, so I may forget it. I have to learn it later.
But Opal, you don't remember what your discussion was with the entity?
Hmm. She asked
Opal
a
didn't discuss with Uthagorath, she discussed with a different figure.
Oh, okay. Well, what was your conversation about?
Hmm. It was less of a conversation, more of like a game of 20 questions. Opal asked stuff, got answers.
Okay.
Oh shit, she asked it, how do we stop it? Oh right, we had to meet with the creator, didn't we? Yes, I do remember that.
How to stop what?
How to stop whatever's behind the cracked gate from, getting out.
I am lost. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
In Opal's room, she encountered another was it one of her father's creations or something else?
No, it was an unrelated red crystalline entity, if I remember correctly.
And it was like standing in front of this gate, and there's a crack in the gate, and it was saying that like Uthagorath and
Oh,
other creatures are on the other side and trying to break through.
okay.
And to stop it, we need to meet with the creator. And then Opal ran out and told everybody this information. And then Veltrin, out of character, said, I learned most of that information. I remember that.
No, yeah, Belgium was like, no, I knew that.
You knew some of that.
Some of it.
And for context, I believe the creator that was being referenced is the person that Cha had it was like a dreamlike sort of vision, but they were having a conversation. And there was like an entity that I think they called themselves Gravel, but I believe they were also considering themselves the creator, and they said that they could fix all of these things. They could fix everything and make everything right. But they're imprisoned, and we need to set them free. And so our assumption, I think, or mine at least, was the obsidian key that Cha's basically had this whole time. Like, he set out from hell with this key, that belonged to his family is the key to basically freeing this entity. So he'd held on to it this whole time. So I
So
think,
that's the same entity that that being talked to us when we were in that tavern and we went through a portal into this other place, and I ran back out and grabbed you, Zed, and then this entity talked to us about the astral sea and somebody that we had to go rescue. And is it that same
yeah, I
person?
believe so it wasn't the same person that spoke to us, but they were referring to the same
But they're
thing.
referring to the one we
Yeah,
had to
I believe
rescue.
so.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
And so though we learned a lot of information from the rooms, and I believe Opal's room was the last one. We decided to go back and talk to the Flump a little bit again, and which we didn't really learn anything. We tried to open the trap door that was at the top of the tower that we saw originally before we went through the window, but it would not open from the inside. It was a latch that would have to be pulled up, and we couldn't get it open. So we all decided to go back into fart form and fly around,
Went out through the window?
and look and see. I think we went out. I think we ran back. No, we didn't. Actually, we very theatrically went back down the tower from the very top. Kozik borrowed a shield and basically like tobogganed down the spiral staircase all the way down, like 300 and some odd feet. Um, and then Zed, I think, trying to keep with the theatrics, he just jumped off like over the railing, basically down the middle of this, chute. But he used his immovable rod, which is the first time that he'd actually messed with it, to what I was picturing almost kind of like swing like a trapeze every like 10 or so feet as he's dropping and descending down. And he passed his first check, but then didn't want to die from the rest of the fall, so swung over to the stairs and kind of very carefully made his way back down. Everyone else ran down as well. I'm not sure if there was any other shenanigans on the way down. I don't think so.
I think the rest
But
of
we
us
all
just
made it.
walked.
Yeah, we all made it at to the bottom, and we looked around outside a little bit and kind of decided more or less that um, we were going to move on. And when we got outside, there was like a cliff face, and down this cliff edge is basically the rest of this tower that we were in. If you could almost picture, it was built on the side of a cliff, and but from the very bottom
Oh.
of the cliff. And so half of the tower was like we couldn't see it because we were at the top of the cliff, and we entered from the top. And picture the quote unquote bottom where we exited is more like the middle. That was just like
Okay.
on the top of the cliff where we were. And so when we're looking over the cliff, we can see all the rest of this tower that's extending down to where the shore is.
So the stairs stopped in the middle, basically.
Right. That was like an upper section.
Okay.
But the half of this tower, like the part of the tower that's like unearthed, has broken apart from the other half and is laying down on the ground. So we're all in our gaseous forms, and we were kind of making our way down. And as we were making our way, each of these little sections of rooms, of floors, as there were, as we're making our way down, we're kind of inspecting a little bit, but we're not really. My thought was, we're still in our gaseous forms. We're just kind of looking around just to see maybe, what was it? Like when we get to the bottom and we're seeing the rest of the rooms, we'll be able to know what was in the parts of the rooms that aren't at the bottom. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We would have seen both sides of the room. So yeah, anyway, I believe that's
Okay.
more or less where we left off. We were exploring, and yeah, if you see the map, all those kind of like levels underneath the one tower, and then the sideways tower at the bottom. And the tower that's on the ground at the bottom has not windows per se, but almost like some rubble has fallen out. There's just kind of holes in it to where we could get in, but it's much more structurally sound than the stuff that we're seeing that's still like on this cliffside.
Okay.
I think that's where we left off.
Thanks, guys. Great recap.
Alrighty. So pretty much picking up where we left off, you guys were fart clouds, and you were flying down the cliff, and you saw these rooms that look like have been unearthed via cliffside openings. So the question is, where to from here?
Zed would be heading down to the bottom, I guess the ground level down here to just check this area, but on the way, be flying into each one of these little alcove sort of sections just to see if you can get an idea of what these rooms are or if there's anything there.
Alright, so we'll be going room by room then, or I should say floor by floor.
Sounds about
which-
right.
Exactly. There's like 5 or 6 of them.
Let me reveal the, as I would guess I could put it, as the pseudo mini map. This unhide.
Oh, nice.
And let me couple.
I will also say it's storming like crazy here, so I might get disconnected.
Okay.
Let me move their tokens as they're there. I think this is
Storming.
a little more representative. So is it just Zed's fart cloud that's going to check out this like first floor, first section, this first
No,
opening?
first checking it out with him too. Are you coming, Zedman? Did we lose Zed?
You said we might.
Did say it's storming.
Okay, well, I'm going in to check it out.
Yeah.
There's
Oh.
Zed.
We going in somewhere?
Opal's coming too. We're checking out this first floor. And these are the floors on the cliff that are
Well, we can
exposed, right?
do the wonderful thing called splitting the party, or we can all go in together.
Let's all go in together.
You mean what? I thought we loved splitting the party.
Come on,
Let's wait
guys!
for that.
So
Let's
because we
ride
can't
the
actually
school!
we can't
just-
talk in fart mode, so we have to, defart.
Yeah, no, it just looked. All we hear is.
Now we're super psychically connected, and we all know that where one goes, we all go.
We're super cyclically connected when we are farts.
Except maybe Kozik, because I see him
All
going to the
for
second floor.
one and one for fart.
That's it.
We've been crop
Come on,
dusting the
Kozik, come to the
underground
first floor with us.
all this time.
All right. So you fly into Opal opening some snacks.
Sorry. Why did that get picked up?
Hee
Maybe
hee
we
hee.
all want a snack.
I'm gonna have a dried mango. So you fly into this floor. This is, and like I said, this is just a representative mini map. And Kozik, are you where you are choosing to be?
Join us on the first floor, Kozik.
He can be wherever he wants.
He can, if he'd like to be
I'm just
alone.
inviting him.
I'm just making sure this is where he wants to be.
What?
Sounds like a yes.
I don't think that was Kozik.
No, I
I'm
don't
more
think Kozik-
taking the sound of silence as a confirmation. Is joke.
He's
All right.
joke.
So in here, you fly in, and as somewhat described before, the rooms have been overtaken by growth, mushrooms. It has been, all in all, pretty much just absorbed by the local environment. So there's like mushrooms, fungus, bioluminescent fungus. Like as you fly in, there's probably bats that get startled and quickly fly out. There's small cave not predators, small cave like prey creatures that scatter as you fly in. And in here, yeah, pretty much all you could see is a bunch of like fungus and maybe some rough outcropping like general shapes of tables or something. Like maybe some of the fungus has grown on top of things and over things and under things and in things and throughout things, and it's just time has made it so it's grown very thick. And yeah, it's just really thick. Like imagine a layer of thick moss on everything, and then on top of that an extra layer of like mushrooms and like mycelium. And so it's definitely pretty caked with overgrowth.
Okay.
Is there a place where we can like land and stand, for example?
For them, yeah, I think. But aren't you on the second floor? Looks like you're on the second, unless you were with the group.
The what?
He's with us.
On my end, I see you
Thought this
in
was
the
all just
second
one
section.
big area.
Oh
Yeah, we
no.
did group, whatever.
Yeah, so like the one is like between the one and two, like that's the first floor, and then two, and then the two under is a second floor, etc., etc. It's sort of like a side view thing, and Foundry
Okay,
does
well, I'm
not
there
let me
with them in the power of cloudiness.
yeah, Foundry doesn't like it when I try to draw over a thing, so it's like I had to work around it. Anyway, but yeah, there's places to land.
All
But
right,
do we really want to?
materialize.
Neovar will also do that because can't really explore in a fart.
Sorry, staying in cloud form because she thinks it looks really gross and doesn't want to be in that room anyway.
All right, so is everybody but Sorry being back to physical form? Is what it sounds like. I think Belgian has to step away too.
Yep.
Opal, are you in physical form?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Hold on,
Returning from fart.
let me see if I can cheat Foundry real quick and see, can I draw here? Oh, now it lets me do it. What? Oh, no, it's not. Oh, now it's letting me do it. Okay. Hold up. Yeah, when I was trying to do this earlier, it kept grabbing the outer outline box and saying, "Yeah, you can't add this here." Hold on, hold on. Why is it letting me do it now? I don't know. Whatever. There we go. Maybe because I was trying to do a not freehand. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, yeah. So pretty much, you guys materialize, as it were, and those of you who take the minute to do so are immediately greeted with a very familiar musk of, well, mushroom infused mossy air. Very earthy aroma, as one might say. And I'd imagine you just materialize like with your feet on the ground as opposed to like materializing and dropping down. So, because it takes you a minute to do it, so I'd imagine you could just be standing. And pretty much as you do so, you just feel the squishiness betwixt thine toes, but you guys have shoes on, except for maybe. No, yeah, I think everybody has shoes on. So yeah, it's you've definitely stepped on like moss. Granted, it's not like slippery, so slippery that you can't move, but it's like when you apply weight for to take a step, it's definitely that like mushing down feeling, not like sinking in sand, but just like loose, extremely loose dirt, or like stepping in like thick grass. It's kind of like.
Mm. Don't
God,
like
how
that.
long has it been since this has been disturbed? Ugh.
0 days since last disturbance.
True.
And Niavara and Veldrin, you grew up amidst this kind of
No,
atmosphere? Ugh.
don't speak for me. That's like saying that you grew up here because you're also from underground, presumptively.
Yeah, we didn't have whole gardens of mushrooms taking over our chambers.
And you think we did?
Perhaps. This is a new realm to me.
I regret to tell you, fellow cave dweller, that our realms are not as different as you think.
Cave dweller.
Yeah, isn't that where dwarves live?
We live in grand chambers underneath the earth,
Inside, yes, in a cave, in a big
Huge.
old cave.
hewed
The
from the living rock.
the drow don't live in grand chambers. We just live in squalor.
Well, you
Good
said
to
it.
see you caught on, Veldrin.
You literally walked amongst our big, beautiful town that I had never walked in alone before. Wasn't it amazing? And you, Kozak, saw it. Did
I
that
am
look like
simply
it was made
making
of
a joke.
squalor?
I was regretfully outside the door. I did not walk in the city.
Yeah, but you could see the city. Did it look full of mushrooms?
No, I saw alleys and such.
Exactly. So
Niavara, I
technically
have a mild
speaking,
question. Or a
technically
distant one.
speaking, you could say that we actually don't live in grand chambers. We actually live in a normal city that just happens to be underground because we have normal building structures. Unlike dwarves, whose building structures are caves.
Yout!
Well, you can linger in your memories of being quote unquote normal.
Correct.
That's just fine.
Oh my god.
But anyway,
You
what
were
is
saying,
here
Opal.
underneath? What's underneath all these mushrooms, this fungus and moss?
You go to investigate.
Sure, I'll investigate.
Give me an investigation.
Okay, let me pull up the window.
Veldrin will check it out too. He wasn't that into checking it out. He was like, yeah, I guess I'll look.
Do you know what it is? It's called gross. What's probably here has to be something like rot.
Oh, nat 2.
That's
Okay.
why Sari's just enjoying herself in cloud form. She doesn't have to smell it or touch it. She's
Cowardice.
perfectly happy.
Niavara, meanwhile, is like, I am never too good to look at some rot.
And it
Show me the
shows.
mold. Show me the shit. Show me the blood.
And I'm so averse to it that I don't think I learn anything. I'm just standing back and watching you guys look around.
To be fair, Nirvara was also the one who climbed into the shit
Literal
golems.
pot of shit.
Once you hit a low,
And
you know.
I know. There's only up though, right? Right?
So with a 19, you peruse around, and how are you going about investigating it? Maybe that'll be a good determination on what and how you find what you find.
So once again, right, there's a bunch of mushrooms, a layer of moss, and then it kind of stinks.
Yep. It's basically like double layer.
So basically, what Niavar does is that she takes her knife, the ever useful tool, and she cuts into the layer of moss like you're trying to cut underneath sod, like a thing of grass.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know that.
She's like, okay, what are you? How much mold's down here? Hands, knees, knife.
So you cut away a couple of decent sized patches. Granted, you know, you remove some patches, but it's never gonna be 100% like clean and completely removed. But you do notice there's the remnants of a, at this point, rusty like desk, maybe table. Um, you probably cut a little bit more away, and some things that don't necessarily age. So like you would see like a glass beaker that's just been completely filled with like moss. Um, maybe there was a liquid in there at one point, but time, time and nature reclaim all. Um, let's see what else would be in here on the 19. So you would notice that there's a rough outlines of maybe a bookshelf or once upon a time a bookshelf, but that seems like it was made of organic material and as such has been also reclaimed, but just how the growth has formed over it indicates like there would have been at some point like an alcove, like a little alcove where you would store literature, journals, books, notes, but whatever is there has just been, you know, the things that happen when you leave a book outside for X amount of years in a mushroom biome. Um,
Ugh.
so
They become
I'd even
food.
say you would probably see here and there like maybe like a little, what's it called, like a little metal latch, like you know how you put like a lock on a book. You probably see like some rusty old things of those laying around on some of these shelves. Like there was something here, but you know, everything that wasn't like metal, basically anything that wasn't metal, glass, or stone has essentially just been reclaimed, and even metal's been
Became
rusted.
mushroom food.
All food is technically mushroom food.
So Of this, like the actual things that were like obviously they've been partially eaten at this point, but do I recognize like if they were built by like drow? If they're built like, for smaller hands, like for gnomes or dwarves?
I'd say with the investigation, we'll stick with that one. Seems like probably a medium-sized creature, just based on the height of the bookshelves, the height of the desks. Architecture-wise, you would not be able to ascertain any of that in this condition. It's so long gone. Um, and yeah.
How strange. So probably for something medium-sized, although I have no idea how long ago they were here. But all this was is a place that has just been taken over by nature and long since abandoned. I mean, we knew that by the fact that the castle is like halfway off of the cliff. Right?
Well, perhaps could we not burn away some of this fungus and this growth and see what's underneath, or maybe it's not worth it. I don't know.
I mean, it certainly could be. Although it's going I am again not capable of fire natively.
Hmm.
But
I
we
can
could
Oh,
fire
just,
some
need
eldritch
some?
cutting it
blast.
off.
Oh, do you need some fire?
Yes. Would you like to set the mushrooms and shit on fire?
Firebolt. No questions. Firebolt.
We don't want to destroy the
Yeah, but
place.
that's
We
aiming
literally
to
want to.
destroy it. Yeah,
You
instead
said
of just taking a layer
you
off.
said fire, and it's
Yes.
not fireball. It's firebolt. Difference.
Will it
Niavara's
destroy
point
or just
was
take a
she
layer off?
wanted to find out what's underneath, not burn the place down.
Fire... Fine, let me get out the fire
Well,
starter kit.
it seems to be mostly stone, doesn't it?
I mean, there is some things like bookshelves. Rather than that, anyone else want to like help me like try and like? There's a desk here, so I guess. And again, she's just sort of like, gonna use her knife to like try and clear off the bullshit. Like, I'm not touching this with my bare hands any more than I actually physically have to. Under her breath, I'm going to be saying things like, "Oh, why didn't I get to keep Mother's robe? I would have looked so cool. I did look so cool. Why did it have to be an illusion? When I catch the stupid wizard who made this goddamn castle, I'm going to skin them alive again."
Could Veldrin investigate this desk?
Um,
I rolled like shit. I'm hoping I can roll
yeah,
again.
kind of did roll it, and it's still the same scene. Um, hmm. I would say let's see what other people might want to do first. Such as Opal and Zed.
Yeah, sorry's a fartsy.
Yep, and sorry, still a fart.
Ah. Alright. Investigation, here we go. Sorry.
Ooh.
Investigating the room in general, as well as specifically that desk as well.
Well, no new information quelled from some things. So the desk, it seems like a rusted, overgrown desk. Uh, let's see. You would notice that there is a rusted locking mechanism, which is probably nigh impossible to get any tools to fit into it. Um, and actually, with the net 20, some of the some of the mycelium seems like it congeals, I guess would be one way to put it. Um, More so in like one of the back corners of the room. It's a lot
No.
thicker in one spot, and there's even like little like budding flowers.
Yeah. Flowers?
Opal's going to walk over. It seems we have a bit or something over here. Can I get some assistance?
Gotta unhide something. This event be triggered.
Can Veldrin help?
You sure can. Uh, do-do-do-do.
Yeah, Veldrin goes over. Is there a particular role I should do, or
Do-do. Actually, this will make it easier. So Opal and Veldrin. Check out some, congealed plant fungus. How big is this thing? Large. So as you look at it, it seems like it takes up a good, like, 10 feet or so of the room, just in its rough surface area of like very thick vines that reach out from it, like these flowers that have like this yellowish, like yellow and reddish, yellow flowers with like reddish tips on them. um yeah, and it just seems like a very thick, you know accrued amount of vines that intertwine with these. And I will give Opal a free little perception check.
3. That.
All right.
Wow! From one side of the coin to the other. Let's go.
should Veldrin
Wow.
roll a perception as well?
It was mostly in part the nat 20. It's kind of give him
Hey,
a freebie.
Mm-hmm.
hey, Belgian, do you have an inspiration point?
I do not.
Damn it!
You have an inspiration for yourself because you rolled a nat 20.
Oh, right, I forgot about that. I forgot that rule. Yeah, I'll use that. I'm inspiring myself to not be blind.
You're just not
Yeah.
horribly blind. Because Veldrin's passive perception. Oh no, actually Veldrin's passive perception is high. You got expertise in perception?
Yeah, because I took a feat.
Oh, okay. That would explain it. All right. Well, in that case, you didn't really have to make a roll. You definitely see some of the vines like twitching as you get close. And you would probably see what looks like the corpse of like maybe a rodent or a bat or something, and it gets pulled into the thick vine.
Veldrin will point that out to Opal and be like, it's eating.
Like in a plant way or in a humanoid way?
When plants eat,
Yes.
it's usually because the thing, like, gets captured, like it crawls inside of it and it closes. This looks a little more predatory.
And also, since you're next to it, feel free to make me a Constitution saving throw, as it smells absolutely horrible. It smells of like the worst. Just it smells of death. But not so much Opal, because Opal does not really breathe. You are fine.
Nice.
The benefit.
As a person, as me, the player,
As a person.
as me, the player, not as Veldrin, I know what dead bodies smell like a dead, multi-day dead human body. It is crazy.
Ew.
It's because I worked at a funeral home.
I recall. I recall. But no.
Indeed.
Start poking it with a stick, Veldrin. It'll be funny.
Veldrin has his staff of healing.
How far away are they?
Within walking distance.
Yeah, because like if they could smell the dead body, Neovara and all of us could smell the dead body.
Oh yeah. The whole room smells like the dead body.
Everything smells like dead body.
Except
It's
for fart. Sorry.
Except for fart sorry.
Except for
Apart-
Flurry, I think you mean.
yeah.
But like that's the thing, like gross. Veldrin, what did you do?
I haven't done anything. I just looked at it.
Yeah, but you clearly unearthed whatever has been making it rot.
Or it unearthed itself. It grabbed the corpse of a dead rat.
Undead.
Oh god, cordyceps?
Sorry. Get out.
also, can somebody quickly roll me a 1d6 plus 3?
Damn it, I was so close.
The fastest typer in the West.
4.
Ah, yes, the next person to roll a 1. Alex. LBRB. Actually, no, wait a little longer. I can do that.
Sorry.
yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
And she's like sort of like waving her arms wildly. Get ready to fight. There's something in here.
Oh, fuck. She so didn't want to smell that shit. All right. She materializes. Oh my god, what the hell is that? Ugh. That's gross.
It's a body.
That's gross. I've smelled it before, but I'm not enjoying smelling it again.
All right, loyal paladin, amazing paladin. Can you cast detect evil and good?
All right then. Check evil and good. Evil and good. Come on. Where are you? Spells. Detect evil and good. Well, is it in here?
It should be
In the
nearby.
room.
My main
It's it.
worry is that
It's
there's
in the chat.
fucking zombies.
No, it wants me to put a template out. So there's the
Yep,
template.
looks like you've placed it.
Neophara's like, that's a zombie, and Vildren's like, no, it's a plant.
All right, boss, what do we got?
First, I'm just gonna put the old little template thingy away. I mean, we don't need it because it concentration lasts for 10 minutes. Yeah, we'll just stay concentrating on it for now. Whoop. So you do detect undead within 30 feet of yourself.
Well, I hate to say it, but there's some undead here.
Is it Zedran?
Nope, but it's coming from areas beneath your feet.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Oh, that's so gross. They're going to stink so bad.
It says it's blocked by 1 foot of stone, dirt, or wood.
Beneath your feet.
If the floor is not a foot thick.
All right. Well,
I
prepare
forgot to put that out,
yourselves.
didn't I?
As you say that, I will be.
I heard I will be.
And then boom, she's gone. He's gone.
Ah, Zed's power went kapoof. It's storm o'clock.
Yep.
Zed is currently stuck in an anti-magic field.
Doesn't really affect rogues.
Yeah, we get the dex skills too high.
I mean, sounds like a couple of people needed to potentially BRB, so we can take a little. Because Veldrin had to step away. Zed's going to be trying to get his power back. We can take an early 5 to 10.
All right, let's do that. So we have everybody back. Especially if
Hopefully.
there's some undead coming our way.
It just seems like the scenario's lining, the timing's lining up. Maybe he'll get powered in the next 5 or so. Hopefully. Could have flickered. We don't know. We'll find out. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum-bum. Okay. In in that place where they live. All right, let's see. All right. I screwed up my chair. Well, we tried. Boom, boom, boom. Boop. All right, let's see here. Paging 1X Opal. The Furious Keyboard Typer. The Tapper of Keys. The ferocious clickety clack into the mic. Oh, he's back. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there.
And I hear Opal, the furious keyboard typer, the raging keyboard clicker.
Think of it like this: you have a brand.
People only tease you because they like you. Oh my God, my teachers used to tell me that. It was like,
I have 7 years of experience that say fucking otherwise.
I hear you.
Speaking of things that reveal otherwise, Detect Undead went off.
Oh yes, undead.
The
Detect
location.
undead went off. Wait a
Yep,
minute.
because
As in,
That's
Detect
like-
not
Evil and
my-
Good.
Yeah, my
Because
spell.
there
Okay.
are now evil people, evil baddies.
Aberration, Celestial
Evil
Elemental.
baddies on the loose.
And there should be 4, so 1, 2. So one would ping beneath Opal. One would ping, as far as the map orientation,
Mhm.
1 squared north of Opal. There would be 2 pings in the furthest upper left corner of the room.
I'm reminded of the paladin that I met oh so long ago, who shook his head at his companions. They have to check out every single room.
Also, I'm very sorry, but I heard my father one moment.
All right. Oh, Yavar moves close. Oh yeah, Neovar moved close. Give me a Constitution save.
Oh yeah, the scent of death has not prepared me for the scent of death.
Seven.
The scent of death.
I suppose not. I think the unique heady blend of mildew and rot. I will say mushrooms are disgusting. That's
Well,
true.
not ones that have grown up on the first floor that are good for eating. It's just the disgusting ones down in the dank caves. Not
Girl,
all caves, just these disgusting dank caves.
I'm no cave diver. I may be a
So,
cave dweller.
so as you get yourself a good old tasty whiff of a delicious undead air, and you rolled an 11, you cough and cough and cough until you basically just can't breathe. And where is it? Where are my tokens? Where my little thingies? Oh, these things are so small. And you just like cough until you're just out of breath. And there, no, wait, no, that's not it. No, trying to find a little,
And
hold
then
on.
she chokes and dies. Oh no.
And now I become undead.
Nope, just incapacitated.
Uh-oh.
And that's when you see all the wiggly vines start to wriggle and writhe. And it is time for some initiative. As you can see, zombified, like vines embedded into like arms, like like the vines have just been impaled into the bodies, as if to say, almost like husks. And give me initiatives. And for Neavara, you have
If you
disadvantage on initiative.
I
if
had
you know what
to
happened to all the people that used to live here,
reload Foundry because it wasn't showing me like my spell slots or anything.
I don't know why their tokens keep reverting.
I can't even take actions or, I just want to see if it automatically applies it. It might not. It did not. That's annoying.
Wow.
Let's see if I can roll worse than an 8.
Anything can happen.
No. It's I keep the 8, I guess.
All right.
is Kozik with us?
Yes.
Yeah, he's just a movement away.
Also, in full fairness, Neavara's the worst of her 2 was actually like an 8, like a flat 8. Not an 11 after modifier. Wait, is it?
What's that little symbol next
Oh no,
to
I rolled an
Nevar's
11 both
name?
times. Never mind.
What's that little symbol, the circle with the cross through it, mean in terms of?
It means I am
Like-
incapacitated. I cannot take actions or reactions. I am fucked.
What happened to you exactly?
I breathed
Or
in
the
the
spores
swamp,
of the swamp
the swamp,
monster spore
like
germs.
a dead body smell, and Neavara's stomach said "nuh-uh," and so I
I'm
had
outta
started
here.
coughing to the point of choking.
The images
Not
are
good.
DeBrooks. Oh, we
What?
gotta get this. We really gotta get this update. This server updated. Anyway, those are zombies that have their hands have burst from beneath the ground, and they have risen.
Oh, great.
And you
Sweet.
notice that the veins from those mundane-looking, boring zombies, there are veins connected to, like vines connected to them. And they're almost being wielded like marionettes in a sense, but much more gruesome, much more underdark, much more grim. By another lovely creature. Let me get them the image.
Wait, did Niavara have to roll a saving throw?
Yeah.
Ooh. I have a protection of an aura of protection that gives everyone around me you get to add my charisma modifier.
I believe it's if you're within 10 feet of people.
Bonus saving throws. Let's see. 10 feet. I'm farther than that, aren't I? Away from Niavara.
Yep, you're further away when the effect triggered.
I didn't do this. I need to I have to put like a note in. At the end of every long rest, I can do my cosmic omen where I get a wheel or a woe. Um,
Don't
so I
believe you.
like roll a d20, and if I get an even or a odd, I get a wheel or a woe.
Yeah, but I don't think you've long rested in a little bit though.
I didn't do it since like we long
Oh,
rested, and I
deja vu.
haven't done it since we long rested. So could I do it now?
Oh god, such deja vu. We will do that after this combat. Because
Okay.
if it rolls a woe, it's kind of like, oh well, you already figured it out.
Well, no, what it
Here's the woe.
is if I roll a woe, it's
Where's that?
I
Let's
can
see.
take a reaction to roll a 1d6 and subtract that number rolled from their total. It just gives me
Sure.
buffs.
Okay. That is fine by me. Yep. But something just to remember moving forward. Just keep track of it.
I can't get it to roll. Okay, there we go. So I got a woe. So it's every
Let's
time
see.
it's about to make a d20 test, I can take a reaction to roll a 1d6 and subtract.
Well, we will get to that after I get some things on the initiative board here. I don't know why the images are broken, but I kind of do because old server, new system, things no want populate right. They sigh. They don't. It's a bummer.
Oh, I didn't mean to press that.
Zomble. Zomble.
Thingy-ma-doo. Thingy-ma-doo. Planty thingy-ma-doo.
Ah, yes, my most feared D&D enemy, the planty thingamadoo.
All right, so since it is at the top of the order here, it is going to basically these zombies rise out of the ground, and then it's what you saw before, the like the little creature getting pulled into the body of this thing. Like, you realize that it is indeed the body of a thing. Uh, 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 and let's see.
Well, the body of a thing.
It is going to. The room's not that high, so I can't really make use of that. Okay, so it is just going to attack somebody. But the question is, who do we want to attack? 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Cubed, would Niavara be considered poisoned? Like, could any of my anti-poison stuff work to help
Nah,
her?
You don't
I'm just
know.
coughing.
Those are things that you kind of have to find out, like, in game.
Okay, gotcha.
In other words, I can't tell you.
Gotcha.
So let's see, who do we want it to attack? Let's go with. Well, Opal's not exactly made of something that's particularly organic and edible, per
Take a
se.
chomp out of me.
So let's roll it. I'll do a d6. Yeah. We'll
Yeah,
randomize.
let's see. Oh,
Plenty thing would do, and it gets 2 attacks. So a 5 and a 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. All right. So despite Opal not being a organic creature, it's still gonna try and you know what? Probably because you're standing on top of a zombie, it's like detecting movement. So it's sort of maybe acting on that. And it's gonna try and tentacle slap you with its vines.
how dare it?
A Constitution save. All right, I'll do that Constitution save. By the way, one of those hits me.
All right. Slap.
Oh,
Slap.
you know, just button then. Okay, yeah.
So you get to roll
46.
that again. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, resistance, not okay. So
I
okay.
have resistance, not an immunity.
No, I was thinking of it. For some reason, I thought under I saw it on words. I thought it was something else. So you do fail, because I thought it was poison resistance, as in like you get the advantage on it.
Oh, I do have resistance.
But yeah, it was just my brain mixing up terminology. You just take half damage from it, because Warforged used to have, and this is getting used to getting used to things, because they had resistance to hold on, let me double check something. Let me see.
What do you check that? Check that out.
Yeah, advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and resistance to poison damage. That's what I thought. Yeah, so but a 7 and an 8, you still fail, but you still have resistance to it, even if it goes through. So we get to roll some poison damage.
6 damage. You rolled as me. As me. As me.
Yep.
Wait,
Okay,
what's
makes
thrown out?
sense.
Is this a vine that's touching you, or what just happened to Opal? I missed that.
You
It's
got
the
Okay.
damage
vine
from
I take
the
6 damage in total.
No, you take more than that.
Wait,
zombie vines.
It is the vines. Okay, I was wondering if the zombie touched them or if it was the
wait, don't
vine.
I resist this, which is half damage?
Yeah, so it's 6 damage from the poison, but then there was
Oh,
19
right,
damage
and then
from
the
the hit.
vines. Oh, that's the vine I don't know why, but I read the vine damage as actual, as an actual hit. Okay, so 6, 19. Oh. Ow! Ouch!
And as per the ability this guy has, the zombies act at the end of its turn, so they rise from their respective planty thingamadoos graves. And one is going to attack Opal with a slam, which does not hit. And you know what? Since Neovar is like laying on the ground, would it? I don't think it would. No, it'll probably go for. You know what? Let's roll a d6. A 1, 2, or 3 will be Neavara, and a 4, 5, 6 will be Veldrin. You're both are living technically. So let's see. Oop. The zombie will attack Veldrin with the slam, busts out the ground, and basically just try and smack you with its fists. Does a 15 hit Veldrin?
Yeah, my AC's a 13. But okay. It says as a reaction, I could subtract 1d6. So how does a reaction work exactly?
Just an out of order thing. If something is about to hit you, you use a reaction. It's like an attack
So
of
I could
opportunity as
use
a
it.
reaction.
So I could use it right now.
Yep. All right. So then it would miss. And describe how it looks like, because you're using a resource to make an attack that normally would hit for so deadly to not so deadly.
So there we go.
But what's it look like? Like so you're using a reaction, which is making it not hit you. Is there a
So
sparkle
it
of
was like
light?
swinging at him?
Yep, it was crawled out the ground and tried to slam his fist into him.
I think Veldrin's just really good at moving around. I mean, he was trained to be a paladin. He knows how to fight and move.
That would have been a really good roll against the planty thingy-me-doo. Alrighty, that is all their turns. Actually, no, let me do this. Because they're supposed to act after its turn, so instead of them having initiative, I'm just going to put them at the bottom, and then I can ignore them. As far as the initiative is concerned. Let's give you initiative of 1. There we go. Then Veldrin. You saw Opal get the crap slapped out of her. And then zombies burst from the
Yeah.
ground.
Ouchies.
Let's go with some Flame Blade for now. Does a 14 hit?
What are you hitting?
Tentacles, because that's what I assume is nearby.
Yep.
Like
Well,
these
there's
things.
oh, that's a zombie.
Oh, that's a zombie itself.
Yep. But you're
Sure,
also
let's go
next
for a
to tentacle
zombie.
thing.
Yeah, let's
A
go for a zombie.
zombie. Yeah, that would hit.
Okay. And then
Slam.
3d6 plus 3.
potentially one-shot it.
So 15.
Oh, that's exactly what you needed. So that is exactly what you need to put this set this zombie on fire. Now it's removed from the board so it's not cluttered. And it collapses back onto the ground, aflame. Anything else?
You know what? Let's get Starry Form back up. It's a bonus action and lasts 10 minutes. And I will be having the archer. It says when you activate this form as a bonus action on your subsequent turns while it lasts, you can make a ranged spell attack hurling a luminous arrow that targets one creature within 60 feet of yourself. On a hit, the attack deals radiant damage equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier.
Oakley dokley. She's
And then I
gone
believe
celestial.
that's my turn.
All right. And Niavara, you are currently incapacitated. But it only lasts for one turn, so at the end of the turn, you're not incapacitated.
Oh.
Let me take that token off. But you are prone. You worked so hard to avoid touching any of this stuff, and now you're basically like almost face first in laying in a bed of mushrooms, and at this point you realize rot. Yum.
Ugh.
Opal.
Gross.
Yay!
Yay, it's Opal's turn.
Oh damn! What happened to that zombie? I'm kidding. Uh, you know, Opal ain't no bitch.
Opal ain't
Uh,
nobody's bitch.
thank you. Sorry, that is wonderful.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to take an attack with my Thunder Gauntlets on this zombie.
That's melee.
Do-do-do-do.
And then I'm going to take an extra attack.
And
So
that
Yeah.
how does a
is
10 and a 21 do?
they both hit. It's a zombie.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wait, shoot! I just realized.
first attack does 5 damage. Second attack does 8 damage.
8
13
All
total.
right.
So close.
Planty thingamadoo.
Decent hits. Looks like you probably like hacked a limb off, almost cut its leg off. Not really much of it left, but it is still a threat.
It meaning the whole entity or just the
The
zombie
zombie.
closest? Okay.
Okay,
But
so
they're all a part of the thingamajiggy, right?
you have no
Thingamadoo.
idea.
Okay.
So Opal,
Okay,
you
wait,
moving?
before my turn ends, I looked at extra attack and it doesn't say anything about it being a bonus action to use that. So I'm going to use defensive field. Just to give myself a bit of extra defense.
Defense.
Because that's an action.
Defense.
That's extra attack. I'm
Yep.
just going to use my bonus action to activate defensive field, which gives me 7 temporary HP.
Alrighty. Kozik.
In my last
Ooh.
turn, can I just have tried to like make the save? I'm hoping there is a save to try and get out of it.
Oh, there wasn't. You're just incapacitated. You just snapped
I
out
know
of it.
there's no resave.
Nope.
I just snap out of it after my turn pass.
Yep. I mean,
Okay.
would you like to have to save? But yeah, I mean, I want
No,
to.
it's okay. It's okay.
I
I
mean,
just misheard.
I don't want you to feel left out or anything. Like I could hook you up with another say. You know, I got you, fan.
I just didn't hear, man. Sorry.
Fine. You don't have to do another save, then. Such a kind and considerate DM you have, I swear. Anyway, Opal, you done?
Yes.
All right. Kozik.
All right.
Oh,
Well, I'm
yeah.
not right next to them in the fray, but I imagine I can see them and I'm within Eldritch Blast range, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
Like if you move,
go
basically, if
ahead
you
and
move up like 30 feet, it puts you on the effective board. But since you have such range on it, it's kind of like, eh. You can fire it in a straight line. You don't have to worry about arcing a shot and not hitting a mushroom. It's like you basically point at it and beam go towards it.
yes, that's what I want. Okay, so I square up on it,
Yeah, Eldritch Blast is such a
and from
crazy range.
each fist, I let loose a blast. One strikes the tentacled creature, is what I was shooting at, the vegetable creature.
Yep,
And the
they
other
would
one's a
both
20.
impact.
Okay.
Slam, slam.
One. Okay, that's not nothing. Come on. There we go. There we go. That
All
is
right.
working. There we go.
Yeah, yeah.
And I kind of smirk a little bit as I see these magic bolts of force make impact, but I wish they
15.
could have done more damage. And that's my turn.
All right, sorry. 5,
All
10.
right. So, cubed. My paladin smite is in addition to when I throw a weapon, right? I have to have used a weapon for the smite to take effect, right?
Yep, you have to hit with the weapon for the smite to hit.
All right. So I'm gonna throw my frackin' uh uh what's
Fireball
that thing
necklace?
called? Hang on. Javelin of lightning.
Ah, not the fireball necklace. Dang
There's too many people close to the thing for me to throw a fireball.
it. You think a wizard cares? A wizard doesn't ask how big the room is. The wizard asks, "Can I fireball?" The answer is
Yeah.
yes. Anyway,
I don't wanna
lightning.
I don't wanna hurt anybody. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do my javelin of lightning and I'm gonna throw it like center mass, you know what I mean? Like right at the core of this thing because I'm not fighting off a zombie close by or a vine close by. I'm far enough away. I'm throwing it like just right center mass of this thing.
When you hurl it and speak its
And
command word, it transforms into a bolt of lightning, forming a line 5 feet wide that extends out from you to a target within 120 feet. Each creature in the line, excluding you and the target, must make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
well, I'm over here. I step right over here so that I'm not going to hit Opal, and I'm going to hit
DC 13.
that.
Okay.
I guess that's a zombie, the
Yep.
white faced person. but it's going to go all the way through to the center mass of that thingy-madoo.
Zombie,
And then
dexterity
do I
save.
and then do I toss out the smite at the same time, or do I do that afterwards? Smite. Do I? You always have the smite. So I guess that's going to have a.
Let's see.
But what does
Paladin
it
can use
do,
divine
that
smite with
smite?
a
I can't
javelin.
remember. Can't remember what it does. How does it add to the damage? Because it doesn't have like.
Well, let's take a look-see at the smite, the new smite. You are using a, and you said
Why
divine
doesn't it
smite.
say here? I think it's the same as the paladin smite, right? Oh, I see. It's the same as the. Okay, I got to go look at that one. It's the same as the paladin smite, the divine smite, and the paladin smite are the same thing. So divine smite says
It's a
an
bonus
extra
action.
2d8 radiant damage from the attack. Damage increases by 1d8 if the target is fiend or an undead.
So
Yes.
if you read divine
3d8.
smite,
Yes.
one bonus action which you take immediately after hitting a target with a melee weapon or unarmed strike. So you have to hit it with a melee to divine smite.
And my javelin is not a melee weapon.
No, you're throwing it. It's a melee weapon that you are throwing. So it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to like actively basically think of it like in the smite has to be almost like forming an electrical bridge, right? You are the conduit of the divine and you have to touch something to get that energy transferred into somebody else would be a thematic way of thinking about how the smite works. So basically you have to hit with a melee weapon.
Throwing it does that, yeah? Or do I have to
No.
be touching it?
You basically have to hit it with a melee attack.
Meaning I have to be holding the weapon. I can't use a range kind of
Correct.
thing. Okay. So
They just didn't want, so like I think game wise and rule as as intended, rule as intended, is so paladins don't outclass people who are spec'd into archery, because then you can just say, I have a bow, I do more damage than the classes that specialize in bows. Why be a bow user?
Okay.
So with the smite, it's a lot of
All right.
damage and it's a risk reward kind of scenario.
Okay.
Rule as
So
intended.
I can still run up on this thing if I want to, yeah?
Yes, you
Like
still have a turn.
I can run up on it and then attack it and use my divine smite too, yeah?
Yep, but first, a second you step within a certain range of it, give me a
Yeah.
Constitution saving throw as it smells horrendous.
Okie dokie. Let's see.
It smells.
No way! Does anybody have an inspiration they want to help me out with?
I've got none.
Unfortunately, no.
I have such great plans for this thingy-madoo. What happens to me with this failed Constitution saving throw?
So you run up to it and start coughing. And since Neovar hasn't really been able to like stand up yet, you cough, and you know how like when you laugh so hard you just run out of air. Imagine that, but like in a cough form, and you are
I thought
incapacitated.
I was immune to poison though. Where's that? It's immune to poison. Where's that? Oh.
I mean, an old rule is like you're immune to disease, I think.
Hmm. Well, I thought I read that, but I guess I didn't. I thought I read I was immune to. It was kind of a list of like 3 or 4 things, and poisoning was one. So are you telling me that before I can use any of my awesome skills, I am now incapacitated?
Yep.
What a shitty day.
So
Okay.
you walk up and you're ready to hit this thing, and then you just start coughing, and then just sort of, since you were next to Neovara, you probably just like fall over on top of Neovara.
Oh man. Okie dokie. So much for all that paladin bravado.
All right. And then we skip that zombie because it already went. Plenty thingamadoo. Let's see. It has all of these targets, and now there's a relatively even number. Somebody roll me 2d4. Three, so 1, 2, 3. One for Veldrin. And then 4, another one for Opal.
And I use my d6 subtraction.
Is that once per day? Or anytime?
It says whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is about to make a d20 test, which includes attacks, you can take a reaction to roll 1d6 and subtract that number rolled from the total.
But it's using your reaction,
Yes.
which hasn't come back up yet. Let's see. So you used it. What did you use it on the zombie, which was after its turn? So yours, so it's not up yet.
Yeah, so once it rolls, I could do my subtraction.
Well, you did yours on the zombie's turn, which they take their turn after this thing. So
Okay.
that zombie's turn's hasn't come up until after this thing goes.
Okay, it hasn't been a full round yet.
Correct. As far as like when you use that reaction, because you only get one. Let me check. I think it might actually be until you can actually react. Let me check. It might actually not be able to come up until your turn comes up, because it was. That's why reactions are weird. But I'm pretty sure it's when your turn ends or whatever.
It says once you take a reaction, you can't take another one until the start of your next turn.
Start of next, not end of next. Okay. Yeah, so yours just isn't up yet. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Roll
Cubed, can I ask you a question?
maybe.
Well, it says I have in my aura of protection, I can add my charisma modifier of +2 to any saving throws. Would that change my situation with that 3?
Not with a
If
natural
it were a
one.
5?
No. Or would
Okay,
it?
just checking.
Hmm. No.
Because, okay, just checking. Because I have to remember that I have that +2 in saving throws.
Basically, think of it
Okay.
in most cases, if you roll a natural one on something, you're pretty much expected to fail it. There's very few
Okay.
circumstances where a natural one is not a failure.
Okay. So 5 is a failure. Okay. Thank you.
Right, attacks. So we start out with a 3. So let's start with that one. That's gonna be on Veldrin. Slap. And I'm pretty sure that doesn't hit Veldrin because I think he said your AC was 13.
13. Yeah.
All right. So it tried to slap its tentacles at people to no avail. And since people have done damage to it, I'm going to subtract one of its things and... All right. So you would see it... I mean, you have a high enough passive perception, I guess. So you would see there was already a couple of corpses inside of this creature, and you see one of them just get completely and utterly just ripped apart, or I guess a better way to say it, it looks like it just got instantly digested. And you see some of the scars that you put on this thing. Kind of seal up. 10. Oop. And then, so that was the end of its turn because it's not really moving. It can though. I think I will. It's gonna skitter up the wall a little bit. It actually, you actually see just a mound of um vines almost serving as like feet or legs, and it's starting to climb up the wall, just like this weird this plant and bone creature at this point. And when you see it lift off the ground, you see um rusted weapons, like probably maybe some other adventurers that might have been through here, but they have long since fallen prey to this creature, and it has just been consuming the corpses. And you probably even see some like maybe small remnants of like animals in here and whatnot. But that is its turn, and then the Zomble is gonna try and smack Opal. Get that guy.
Bring it.
You know how many people say that, and then my immediate response is overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer, and I have never stated otherwise. Get fucked, you zombie fuck.
Yeah.
And it misses. And it does not move because it is just a big, stupid, dumb zombie. Veldrin.
Okay. I will attack big thing with my flame blade.
Big C.
Got a 24.
Yep, that'll definitely hit.
Okay. And then I
Boop. And you basically just reopened the cuts that it seemed to have healed. It's running out of zombies. Do you stay where you are, though? Dead back? Nope, still no power. Oof. I'm guessing you're staying where you are.
arrow that targets.
Oh,
Yes, I'm doing this. I can hurl the luminous arrow that targets one creature within 60 feet. On a hit, the attack deals radiant damage equal to 1d8 plus my wisdom modifier. I'm gonna hurl it at this thing. So,
Get it.
so a range attack in melee?
it just is a ranged spell attack.
Yep, so it'd be the same thing.
Okay. I don't have like a button to click, so what all am I rolling for that?
I'm reading up the archer thing. So a ranged spell attack. So it's going to be for spell attack. It would be. It should be in the sheet. Let me check. Let's see. Hold on. Spells. Yeah. So it will be a +6. So basically a D20 +6. So in the like spell sheet, it says like under druid spellcasting where it says ability +3, attack +6, spells save DC 14.
So it's 9.
A 9 would unfortunately not hit.
Okay.
Oh wait. You said on the zombie?
Yeah.
Oh, that would hit.
Okay. And then it does
Probably more than 2 damage. Let's see.
1d8 plus my wisdom.
Yeah, most likely more than 2.
7.
Your luminous arrow pierces the body of this undead abomination and overkills it, but kills it nonetheless.
Yay.
Oop. All right. Staying where you are.
I'm gonna have him go over here.
Does a 16 hit your AC? I think it do. Yep.
Yes.
So, as you're moving away, it does hit. Let's do some
I can
damage.
do. Now it doesn't.
All right. And now it's on cooldown again.
Yep. But as much damage as I can mitigate as possible is good because I do not have a big health pool.
Yep. Tell that to poor Opal.
Opal has a higher AC.
No, please try me.
Overconfidence.
You're harder to hit than I am.
Yeah. I was making the joke with Alex to a bunch of friends. Opal is the lowest health member of the party, while also having the second highest AC, if not the highest AC.
What's Opal's health pool?
45.
So's Veldrin's.
Yikes.
Veldrin's is exactly the same.
Oh,
And my AC is 13.
skill issue.
It's because he's a druid.
Druid moment.
Druids have no armor, elbozo.
Turn into a T-Rex.
I have no armor. I just have.
All
I
druids
guess.
have is leather, wood, and lie, I guess.
Turn into a T-Rex. Simple.
I don't have armor. I just have the guidance of the stars.
And these knives. Speaking of knives, I see it's my turn.
Yep.
Yay, she's back.
You probably have to roll sorry off of you because he's just collapsed on top of you.
It's called
And she's heavy because
Niavara.
she has all that stuff on.
Can just, boom boom, slide out from you like the little changeling goofball she is. I say that jokingly. Like an octopus, I'm picturing, is what they're actually sort of like.
Is that Opal tapping again?
Ah, motherfucker! Sorry,
That's
I'm
why.
nervously tapping on myself at fucking a total of 23 HP plus temporary, or 23 HP total. 16 of that is real HP.
The joys of
You're fine.
Sorry. Here, I
the
have a
joys of
fix. I
push
have
to
a
talk.
fix.
I love it. I love it.
I hate
Because then
Okay.
you
push to
can't
talk
hear me.
because I forget about it.
So, have we been able to
Uh,
identify this thing as a undead?
Nope.
Damn it, sorry.
Yes, it's an undead. We did identify it as undead. Yes,
You identified something undead.
something's undead. Yes,
But
I guess
do we
the
think this
zombies
guy
that are
specifically
impaled.
is undead?
The impaled zombies are definitely undead. I don't know if the thingy-ma-do is.
Well, the impaled zombies are no longer as funny as it would be to have like do turn undead and make the zombies on it like crawl different ways. That would be very funny. In like a grim sort of way. There are no other zombies alive right now, yeah?
They are all dead.
None that you can
Okay.
see.
Yeah.
You have a way of making us all feel better, Q.
Let's go ahead, just try it. The good old cleric trick. Called Get the Fuck Away.
Get the fuck away.
If any of them are undead, at my current level, I also get to sear them automatically.
Oh, I'm loving that.
Does anything start turning away from me that I need to then roll a d8? Oh wait, equal to my wisdom modifier.
See, and you were like,
+4.
let's see. Well, no, it's more than that. So it's, if you read it, whenever you turn undead, you can roll a number of d8s equal to your wisdom modifier. So if your
So
wisdom
it would
is
be
4,
d8s.
correct.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not +4, it's 4d8s.
So,
Turn to read again.
any undead running away from me that I get to roll my 4d8.
Not that you can see, but you can still roll a 4d8 anyway. We could see what it could be.
I was hopeful that it would automatically do that. Unfortunately, God hates me.
Which one?
Keeper.
Okay. So the last one inside of
He's
its
like,
body
girl,
is destroyed.
for as much dead you send to me,
So it can't heal.
I have yet to receive a prayer. Disrespectful.
Disrespect.
Near perfect average. A little over.
Yep, yep. You hear something sizzling inside of its body.
Ew. So there's something undead trying to run away now. Gross. Alright, so that was my action.
It'd be still a lot of power. That sucks. Then
And
again,
that has an aura of 30 feet. They count as frightened and incapacitated if they failed the save.
alrighty.
With my last use of it. Nah, not worth it. Do I have any bonus action uses?
The magic action. Yep, that's standard.
Yeah, that's probably going to be our last fight of the day if I had to understand.
I'll go with sure.
I'm just saying we're probably going to stop given how my spell slots look and therefore how everyone else's must look.
DM sits in chair sipping something out of a cup that says number 1 DM, side-eyeing the camera.
So
Gonna hit us with the Minecraft you can't sleep while monsters are nearby.
who's
Oh,
the worst off of the party right now? Is
I
it
have 16
Opal?
HP.
Christ. Yeah.
Dang.
And cast a bonus action Shield of Faith on Opal.
Oh.
Bringing your AC to a max of 21.
Oh, cool.
Anything hits you. I'm calling it quits, man.
And also, do you stay where you are?
It hasn't taken its AoE. AoO.
Attack of
It's
op?
AoE, if you will. Yeah.
The thing that it tried to do on Veldrin?
See, these things I miss. On the one hand, I'd like to stay close to it. I'm more effective close to it. But on the other hand, I also like space. Opal, you now have a beautiful 21 AC. Have at it.
Delicious.
They haven't even really done
I'm gonna
damage
start
to it.
punching this creature.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
let's see what your dice say.
Do your dice want you to punch it?
23
Yes.
and extra attack. 22.
All right, both hit.
I think the dice want him to kill it.
6 for the first. 11 for the second. It has a disadvantage on hitting anything but me.
I mean, that could be arranged. Anyway,
Bring it. I'm more
Oh,
confident with
dude.
23 total HP and a 21 to my
Bring it.
AC.
I too am confident in your abilities to not get hit. Takes another sip of cup. Kozik.
All right. I mean, I'm seeing these people kind of be affected by this creature, and I feel pretty good sitting way back from it. So I'm gonna fire a couple more Eldritch Blasts at it.
I think you're the only one that's gotten any damage on the thing.
No, I'm
Veldrin
doing just
has.
fine.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Veldrin has two.
Oof.
I fire off another 2 blasts. Ha!
The 18 would hit though.
Okay, just one.
Here, let me adjust this so you can see what they moved. Not very far.
Ah, it doesn't look like it's a very damaging hit, but nonetheless, I'm trying to do my part. And that's my turn.
All right. So sorry. You're incapacitated. It ends at the end of your turn.
That's just painful as fuck. I'm just saying. Just sharing.
All right. Plenty thingamadoo. Now there's only 2 targets, so it's basically a coin flip of who it attacks.
Okay, but now I am capacitated again, right? Because
Yep.
of the end of my turn.
Yep.
Okay.
So, you know what? I'll let Sorry roll a d4 and Opal roll a d4. Let's do it that way. The people that could affect.
Okay.
And the 1 and 2 is the Sorry, and the 3 and 4 is Opal.
I'd rather it was me anyway because Opal doesn't have many hit points.
And Opal,
Sorry, you're as
d4.
noble as ever. Oh, a D4? You got it, boss.
All right, 1 for Sorry and 1 for Opal.
Ah.
See, sharing is caring.
I'll probably survive one.
We can only hope.
This one's for Sorry, who is prone, so it's a melee attack.
Yowza.
And then this one is for Opal, which is normal because you are not prone.
No.
So Sorry, the
No.
tentacles reach down, or the vines reach down and smack you for 19 damage.
Damn. Crikey. 19 damage.
And that is all it can do on its turn. Beldrin. Oh,
Well,
wait, hold on. I forgot. You gotta do a constitution save for
okay.
Opal. Or, sorry,
Oh,
no.
for Opal.
Sorry. Because it hit Sorry.
So, who's rolling the Constitution save?
Sorry.
Oh,
Because
I'm rolling
it hit.
Constitution save.
And this is for the
Okay, sorry
poison
about
damage that I almost forgot about.
Okay. Constitution saving throw, and I have a +2 on that. Where do I put that in? Situational bonus. Did I write +2 or just 2?
+2. Or 2 for situational.
Ew.
So you are not affected by the poison.
Okay.
Now Veldrin.
Just slapped upside the head.
Oops, upside your head.
Vildren will do Toll the Dead. Oh, there it goes.
Boop. DC 14. Normal. Roll me some damage.
Aha. So I do the 2d12 because it missed, right?
It's the 2d12 because it has
Or
damage
it
on
failed
it.
this. Okay.
Unless
And
they changed it. Let me read
then
it.
I can have my starry form send the arrow at it. So 16 damage.
Doesn't the star form have to hit though?
Oh, yes, it does. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, still gotta
That
land a
was
hit.
a d20 plus 6.
Yep. Which, if you wanted to have a quick way of doing it, let's see, can you pull this into the hotbar? Might be a way to put it in the
It didn't work
hotbar.
anyway. So I did 8.
That is a natural one. Roll me a D100. Okay, nothing happens. You just miss. Gotta keep you on your toes,
Okay.
because at some point, rolling above 50% can be bad.
But yeah, I did 8 damage with the Toll the Dead.
Yep. All right, Neovara. This is a hardy creature.
Yay! Okay.
They're chipping away at it.
So now with my damage. Distance safely insured. And
I have not adjusted this fight for there being
Do
-1.
do I heal? Crazy thing.
Crazy.
Yeah, I use one of my beads of curing.
Cure wound 2nd level. Okay.
And it rolls a 2nd level cure wounds. (2d8) plus my spell master casting modifier.
Usually for an item, it's usually 2d8 plus like the minimum. Because it's based on the item and not your heal per se. So 2nd level.
I put the thing right there.
Yeah. So let's see. A 2nd level would be
Just 2d8. Or would it be 2d8 plus my spellcasting modifier? Because it doesn't specify.
yeah, because it's linking to cure wounds, which is assuming it's you casting it, not an item casting it.
So it's actually 4d8 because it increases by 2d8 for each spell slot above 1.
So it would be so potion. This is basically like a potion of cure wounds.
So it's 21 plus whatever modifier.
Here we are. So it would be as a 2nd level. Looks like it goes up by sorry, referencing things. So it's 2d8. So it's that one. It looks like it would be +2 at its base. Yeah.
All right, so it's 21 plus 2. So 23. 23 hit points for Gavin.
Who's Gavin?
I'm sorry.
Who the heck is
Yeah,
that?
who is this
Actually, you know what?
Gavin guy?
You definitely heal somebody named Gavin. Opal, I am sorry, you do not get those hit points. Somebody else gets them.
Damn, that's horrible. That's terrible.
Very funny. So now not only do you have a, fuck all hit points, but also even if you get critted, it's okay.
Well, see what that rolls. Opal.
It's my time to shine. Let's go. Alright, punching it. I'm beating it up. 14. 10.
The 10 will miss.
The 14 hits. Yippee.
Mhm.
7. Disadvantage on any attacks that aren't me.
Oh, it should have. Sorry then. Okay, I gotta put a marker just to remember that. All right, and if you stay where you are, Kozik up.
Staying right here.
What did you say? I'm up.
Yep. Yeah, I'll
Okay,
just put
well,
that
you
on
know,
as a
I've got a
reminder.
blast again.
That the 19's definitely gonna hit. Smack.
Yeah.
And the 21's definitely gonna hit.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. That's
For
more like it.
15.
Ha!
Awesome.
Eat that, you
Goes it,
abomination.
goes it, goes it.
It is still in a pretty good fighting condition. So
And that's my turn.
sorry.
Okay, now I'm standing next to this fucking thing.
Yep. So half your movement speed to stand up.
Oh, really? Okay. Yes, now I am standing. And is my I can still use my javelin of lightning. I am going to use my javelin of lightning
As a melee weapon or as a thrown weapon?
as a melee weapon because I'm standing next to the thingamadoo. So I can hold on to it while I stab him,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Wait, did it show up? I hit it. Let's try to see. Javelin of lightning has no available uses remaining. Well, that's just not true because I haven't even let's change this 0 back to a 1 and see if it will work now. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to add in that good old, oops, no, wrong. Well, that's included. No, that's not included. Is that included? I don't know. Yeah, this one. Okay,
So
do I get that?
for your weapon mastery, that's usually something you set at the start of a day. So
Okay.
So like your training with weapons allows you to use the mastery properties of two kinds of weapons. And if I recall that you had use it for your, I think the hatchet or the
No,
throwing thing, the hand axe,
the the battle the my longsword and my
longsword battle axe.
battle axe. But
Okay.
that was before I got the javelin of lightning, which has become a favorite. So if I'd been thinking about it, I would have switched it to the javelin of lightning, but I wasn't thinking about it. I set that before I got the javelin of lightning. So let's see.
So let's get an attack roll first, because in order for your smite to do anything, you have to hit anyway. And an 8 will not hit, but a 23
Oh,
would.
there's one. All right.
And are you using your once one per day free smite?
Well, interestingly, I have two free smites. I have one from just the feature of being a paladin, and then that new amulet I got gives me another free using a divine whatever. That gives me another free smite. So I have two free smites a day. But first, I'm using my paladin freebie that comes with my feature. And so when I go to the divine smite,
Amulet devout. Yeah,
it
so 2.
says Where
It's
are
dawn.
you? Where's that divine smite? Mighty smite, smite. Where is the divine smite?
So
Wow,
today
that's
you're wearing the amulet of the devout, right?
there it
For the
is.
extra
Yes, I
smite.
wear it all the time. Oh, 2d8 plus an extra d8 if the target is a fiend or undead. So first I get the damage of the javelin.
So let's do that
And
first.
why is it, for some reason, it won't let me hit the damage thing. It's kind of grayed out instead of black. It won't let me do damage.
Probably
So,
because it's trying to read it as you
oh,
casting.
ranged weapon? No.
It's
The
trying to
javelin?
do it as you. So for the javelin of lightning, it's probably just trying to say you're using it as the ranged attack. So a normal javelin is a
46.
oh no, normal javelin's not that. The 46 is javelin of lightning. That's if you
Yeah,
activate
that's what
it.
I'm using. I'm using the javelin of lightning.
Correct.
So I get
But you're
46 for
using
that
it
one.
as a melee weapon, not as a hurled weapon, because it specifically says when you hurl it and speak its command word, it transforms. So you're using it just to stab.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, fuck. All right. That was the only reason I used that damn thing, or I wouldn't use my fucking battle axe. All right. I thought I got to do that other thing. Then what kind of damage can it do?
So a javelin is. Let me see here. Is it on
What a
there?
bummer, man. I thought it was.
There. So click
I
the
thought it
attack
was.
on that. It should do it, unless the javelins are broken now too.
Click my
In
use
the
my
chat.
javelin attack. Oh
It
yeah,
sh-
you just put one up for me. Okay, I didn't know.
that's the damage roll, not the attack roll.
I did the damage roll.
So hit. Okay, yeah, that's right, because you did the 20.
So the smite is 3d8.
Yeah, she's at 18. Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Well,
17.
something. But now I understand about the javelin. Because you were saying I couldn't use the smite if I was throwing it because it was a ranged weapon. So I thought, okay, great, I'll stabby stab, but I didn't realize I didn't get that whole deal. So now I get it. Okay, cool.
All right. It's turn.
Won't be using that. It's a melee weapon again. Man, this guy keeps holding out this thingamadoo.
I mean, you guys are working on it. You're doing good.
Is it
Okay.
bloodied?
Yes, quote unquote.
Okay.
Green goo blood.
Let's see. Do we want to keep to the who did more damage? You did 17. Opal did. I'm gonna stick with the theme. All right, so somebody can roll me. Yep, 2d6. A 6 and a 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One for Niavar and 2, 3. One for Opal. As you realize this fella has got reach,
Oh,
which technically it's been there the whole time. What happened? Why? Wait, what? Why is my creature? What? Oh, I see. Wait, I don't see. Attacks are hidden. Why are they hidden? I think my creature broke. Second.
Broken creature.
What? Where did... How... What? Let me refresh. Give me a sec, gotta refresh. That's odd. So pretty much the attacks on the creature just got deleted from the token. And not hidden either, just deleted. There we go. Yep, that was a UI bug. Alright, fixed. Alright. Which I'm not sure if anybody has really caught it, but now that it's become pretty clear. If you read it, reach 10 feet. So one for Neovara, which will probably miss,
Yes.
and one for Opal, which will probably miss.
Yes.
And that's all it could do.
Yeah, what you don't know is that Opal's AC is actually an 8.
What?
That's a joke. Sorry, that is a joke.
Okay, because you freaked me out there for a minute.
Yeah, Opal secretly stripped off all of
There
her
we go.
armor plating.
Alright, there we go. And it was at disadvantage anyway. Let's see. It missed, but it could maybe roll in that one. Let's see. Nope. So it missed. Because it was disadvantage against anybody that's not Opal.
Okay.
Veldrin.
You're okay, remember? 21.
True.
The shriek you did was very funny.
Well, the 20 was to see was its disadvantage. So it was either 8 or a 20, and it was an 8. So, Veldrin.
I think we're gonna hit with the Toll the Dead starry arrow combo.
Wait. Save. Oh, got to select. Boop. Boop. Well, it's saved.
Well, I still get my D8 plus 3.
Seeks.
There, we did 6. Or no, wait, I have to roll the attack.
Oh. Sure, there's a way.
Leave the attack. Yes, it's plus 6.
Plus 6. All right, that would hit for 6 damage.
Yep.
6 damage is 6 damage.
It's better than nothing.
You guys are hitting
That's
it
a fact.
with a lot of little pokes. A lot of little pokes. They add up. Staying where you are.
Yeah.
All right, Neovara. You realize as you went up to go help this unnamed Gavin person that's totally not Opal, that that put you just within threat range of it trying to slap the shit out of you.
Oh yeah, also, it didn't hit me, so it doesn't matter.
It's been rolling pretty low.
So,
That's been pretty low.
unnamed Gavin person. Want to do a dance?
want to do a dance? Why do you ask?
Uh,
Ah, yes, Opal's secondary name. Unnamed Gavin person.
Unnamed.
so how damaged does the little beastie monster look?
Yes.
Oh,
We
can
know
I,
it's bloodied.
Yes.
can I just beat its ass in?
Be set on holy fire.
Dexterity saving throw. Oh,
How?
apparently an 18 plus 2. Dexterity saving throw. D8 reading damage. The target has no
I
ability to
guess.
cover 3/4 cover for the save. Okay. Yep. So you try and
Secondary.
set it ablaze, and
Yeah.
it's just so much mass that it's like trying to light a forest on fire that's like healthy and green and vibrant and lush.
And I'm like, bros, God's above, abandoning me now? Like this? Jokes, of course.
So that was your action.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I have any other good bonus actions.
And yell at it. Call it a meanie.
My other ones are regrettably all, how do I say it? Also concentration spells.
Can I beat
I
this
don't-
Can I beat this guy up?
Yeah, I think that's what Neobar is gonna do with her knife in hand. She's gonna scooch towards it and go stab. Except not! Holy shit! The knife gets stuck.
Let's see. Ooh, sippy.
Somebody's slurping.
Gavin.
Sorry.
Who is this fucking
I
Gavin I
love-
keep hearing about?
Hey, Alex.
Hey, how about you start clacking on that keyboard when you go back to sipping?
Hey, Alex. Watch yourself before I start saying your government mandated legal name. Cat.
You wouldn't. Anyway.
Fucking
If you said
text
mine, it's
me
a hate
it.
crime.
Well, it is Opal's
Sorry.
turn.
Yeah, it is.
Somebody
And there's
say
a small
party.
little bit of me. There's a small little bit of me that wants to hit Neobara, but Opal has no reason to. Gavin does. Opal doesn't. 21 and 16.
Oh, that was a net. Well, that's fine. Both hit.
Thanks.
Also, a little bit of research.
7.
You cannot make an
Oh.
offhand attack after casting a cantrip as your action. Interestingly enough.
18 total damage.
But you rolled in that once. It's like, it's just, it missed anyway. And you said 18 total?
18 total.
Still alive. And still gonna try to murder people.
Still alive.
It has disadvantage on anybody but me.
Yep. Kozik.
Gotta blast it. Gotta keep blasting it.
Gotta keep blasting
I
it.
like how it sounds like you're far away from the mic, and it totally makes sense, like in character too, because you're like the furthest away. Like, gotta blast it.
No, I had to lean forward to push the button here.
The auditory. Auditory? Okay, that's definitely gonna be a roll on the chart there.
All right, that one hits Veldrin. Okay, cool.
Maybe. Let's find out. Roll a D100, and if you roll high, it could be bad. It could be bad.
Right.
1, 2, 3.
But one of them does
Roll.
damage.
So roll. So roll me a D4.
Okay. Two.
All right. And on a 2, that would be 2. Opal. So roll me some damage for the first one.
Okay.
And then,
Easily 4.
yep. And then damage for the second one. Opal, you would take 4 points of damage as an Eldritch Blast whizzes like past you and clips you a little bit.
What the fuck, Kozik?
Sorry. I cringed when it happened. And then one more.
It's like the guy up at the stands. Sorry.
And then 5 damage on the other one.
5. Bam. Still alive and active.
God. Surely this infernal flower's petals should be wilting by now. Yar. And that's my turn.
All right, sorry.
Yarr. Yarr. All right. Let's do something right, maybe? Let's go with the battle axe and my second free smite. Where- Well, I don't know where that other smite is, but it's 3d8. I know that.
Okay.
Mhm.
8. Okay.
I know the first one hit. Did the second one hit?
The second one does not hit.
I guess it was another something that somebody rolled an 8 and something hit something. Okay. Oh. All right, I'm going to roll my 3d8 and pray. Yes. That's the second smite.
All right, so a total of 26?
Yes. Did we get it?
Just barely.
Yes. Sorry, it's
Awesome.
like, oh, my pride fulfilled. My pride yeah, you know what I mean. Okay.
Fantastic.
So, do we have to check all the other floors, or do you think we could move on?
So
I mean,
the creature basically falls to the ground. It only lifted itself off the ground a little bit. So you're able to see just like the rusted metal and stuff, but it didn't. It was kind of using that as, an easier way to get vines to slap people. And when you fell it with the the divine infused battle axe strike, it just plops to the ground. The flowers that were you kind of like when it was like healing or whatever, you probably would have even seen like some of the flowers on the vines bloom a little bit, but now they're just everything's just kind of wilting, and it's I mean it's not like undead sizzling away or anything. It's just a plant dying rapidly.
That's a beautiful sight. A beautiful sight. What do you say we get out of this room before somebody else emerges?
I mean, do you sense the undead still in there?
I don't know. I just
Oh yeah,
well,
you would have lost concentration.
out of character, what's his name? There was some intimation that there might be other things under the ground.
So I think it's more of a matter of, yeah, we probably should head out. How are we all doing in terms of, energy? Zedrin.
I don't feel a need to check these other floors. I say we just turn into clouds and drift off.
Oh, I want to
I
investigate the
I
other
feel
floors.
fine. I don't know what y'all are on about.
Zed, let's just say the rest of
He's
your soul got
back.
punched out of your body for a good couple of hours there.
Did you have a nice time in the other room, Zed, while we were fighting this beastie?
Only gonna be a cloud for so long. I gotta make use of it. I literally just got power
Hi.
back.
Yeah.
Oh,
At
dude,
the
that's
end of the
Alright,
session
perfect.
okay.
too.
Yeah.
Just in time for the end of the battle.
It would okay, wait. It would be incredibly funny if Zed landed the last hit and then that's the session.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
What
I
was
should have left you some.
Kill.
what was
Oh
funny
wait,
is
he's
like
already dead.
it was your turn, and so I was like, oh yeah, you just got a hit in because I was for the first hour, I didn't even have cell service, so I was
Shit.
just sitting in darkness. Like I couldn't even read anything on my phone. It wouldn't load anything.
Oh,
Um,
that's annoying.
finally
Gotta buy
got
a
the
book.
session pulled up, so I was able to watch. I got most of it. And then it's like as the killing blow landed, scared me because everything turned back on. Like, what
I
are the
love
We
it when
odds?
killed
that
it.
happens.
And in doing so, we killed the thing that took your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's right. We killed the beastie that took your electricity. That's awesome.
Ah yes.
Um.
Cubed in the game sacrificed Zed's connection.
Mhm. Mhm. So my thought process is that we have a beautiful tower here with some sort of mystery here, and we're still in the middle of the fucking Underdark for no goddamn discernible reason. I think
No
we just keep
goddamn
having fun.
discernible reason.
Do you guys remember when we
Okay.
were heading to Chronosis?
Yeah, we're not anymore. Like we can't get back. I don't know if you noticed this when we were falling, Girly Pop, but like we fell from the portal and it closed behind us.
Here, yeah, I understand that, but let me also quote you not 2 minutes after we fell from that same portal. Let's go in this direction, and if we can't find any discernible way out, let's head back.
Yes, as in back the other way to investigate this way, which we are presently doing.
No,
Okay,
no, no,
here's
no,
the
Yes.
no, no,
question.
no.
Here's the question.
You can't
What is it
outfade
we
me. Sorry.
No, that's all right. You got something to say it, lad.
You
Lass.
can't, you can't outfade me in terms of what the fuck you meant. You meant if we can't find any way out there in that direction, we go the other direction.
Yes, which is we are presently going in.
I'm going to kill you. Not really.
This
All
isn't
right,
even
here's
me
the
being
question.
fey. This is just me being right. I forgot to tell you that it
Oh,
took
me being
literally.
right.
Yes.
Niavara, you can never be wrong. That is simply just
Thank
something
you
about
for
you.
acknowledging my
And by
correctness.
that, I mean you can never be
I
wrong in
love
your own mind.
siblings.
Though, if I am wrong, you can let me know in the future.
I'm just gonna point this out
Uh-huh.
because
Of course you are. You go.
where the fuck are you going to go? Look around you. In order for us to even open that portal in the first place, we had to be standing on top of it making a fucking fire. It is in the ceiling. How are you going to do that when it's up there? We cannot be up there as clouds. We can only be up there as clouds. And as clouds, we can't interact with it. So we have to find a different way out from the Underdark. Understood?
So
All right, here's
You
the
literally
question.
have to investigate
Here's
any
the
possibility out.
question. Here's the question. We were going to Chronosis to go to the library to get a specific piece of information. Now, does anybody remember? Wasn't it some bit of information to get to the astral sea or something? What was the information we're looking for in Chronosis? Because maybe we can get that information another way. We don't even have to go there. So what the hell was it we were trying to find out in Chronosis? Does anybody remember?
We were fucking around.
No, we were looking for some specific
No, we were specifically looking for information
map.
to be able to get
A
to the
map.
astral sea. It wasn't a
Yes.
map.
Yes.
If we could find one, yeah, but is information to be able to get to the astral sea, and any information about how to get one of those astral ships.
Specifically,
Right.
yes.
weren't we
Maybe we
specific?
could figure that out
Weren't we-
another way than going to Chronosis. But what told us we had to go to Chronosis? Like, was it that librarian that said, "Oh,
Yeah.
they've got information about that"?
Well,
Yes, we also.
there was a fella in Grenstall that had an airship,
Mhm.
and he gave Niavara a card that said, if you're ever there, come find me. And then also let us know that there is a library there from the librarian in Grenstall. And so it was just like, well, let's head there because that's going to be where we find what we need on the way. We don't have to go to or Chronosis at all.
Right, because
The problem
there's
is
all
we
other
don't know where
places
we
to
are
find
now,
information about the astral sea.
or how to get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, even if we found the information we're looking for, then we don't know where to go.
Oh,
One
bloody! We're gonna
Boonies
get out
living
of
in the
there.
dark.
That's
We're
gonna happen. We're gonna
currently
get
stuck
out of here.
in the middle to lower layers of the Underdark. Somewhere. And it's basically like being plopped in the middle of the fucking Feywild. Yeah, you know you're in the goddamn Feywild, but like good luck getting out of it if you don't know where one of the portals is.
We're gonna
And-
find a portal.
I'd
I
agree with
guarantee
you.
it.
I'd agree with you about it being like being in the Feywild. If it weren't the fact that we could barely see anything at any given time.
That's a you
Feywild
problem.
The Feywild was pretty, Niambara.
That's also a you problem.
I think down here can be very beautiful if you just have the right attitude about it.
Same, actually.
You two hadn't even seen the sky until you left.
I will say,
That's
too,
not
the
true.
almost everything that you all have mentioned about the Underdark has been like pain and misery and anguish and things like that. So it is odd that you both are like, yeah, there's a bit of beauty to it, though.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Zedrin. Thank
Is it-
you.
Is it illogical to find beauty in the things that also hurt you?
Yes.
Yes.
It is. But it's
I mean-
absolutely illogical.
Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry,
That
do you
sounds like
find
a
your
whole bunch of mommy issues.
It
Sorry,
sounds
do you
like
find,
a lot
like-
of trauma, doesn't it? It sounds like Stockholm syndrome.
Sorry. Is your home a place that you think is disgusting and horrible and holds no beauty?
Yeah, of course not.
Exactly.
Then why can that not apply to my own home?
What,
I don't
I
think
don't
anyone's
what
saying
know.
that
Are-
it can't.
I
I
think what
my
Sari
comment
went through
was based on the fact that it's like, never heard you all say anything here is beautiful before, and we've heard you speak a lot about it. I also don't think that a place's
Right.
beauty currently versus another place's has any bearing on what we're doing or where we're going.
Okay.
Exactly, mate.
So,
Also,
okay, what I'm attempting to tell
far-
you guys is one of the only people that I've actually had like to travel around here a lot is that right now we're either in the lowest levels of the Underdark where we don't really want to be because that's where the creepy crawlies live that I'm told not to go near. Ideally, we're in the middle layers of the Underdark. And this is like some poor fuck's castle that accidentally got knocked down a layer. Like, as evidenced by how it's sort of set up on this cliffside. Ideally, we find what we're looking for in terms of like a map somewhere nearby, because someone used to live here. That's
don't know.
actually why I've
Listen,
gone to.
everything, every book, anything made out of paper, anything like that has completely disintegrated. I've got no hope of a map in here. And I just want to say, let's just turn into a bunch of clouds and float up and see if we can find a way into an upper level. I don't want to
Girl,
be here anymore.
sometimes in the Underdark, to go up, you must go down. I regret to tell you that, like in
Oh,
caves.
for God's sake,
Just
stop
trust.
with the riddles. Let's go.
For
Sorry,
someone
the
from the
problem is
Feywild, no whimsy.
we flew around
We didn't
for
see anything.
hundreds of miles, and
Right.
this is the only thing we found. So at this point,
All right.
if there is
Okay.
more here, it would be pertinent instead of just leaving because we still don't know where we are and we still don't have a bearing on which direction to go. Yeah, we go up,
All right. You're right. You're right.
but we don't know.
I
We
was
like.
speaking hastily.
I get it.
Absolutely.
I get
Let's
it. But
do that.
my thing. Sorry. You've been here for slightly less time than I have. I have no fucking idea where we are. These two, and he's going to point at Neavara and Veldrin, used to live here, and they have no fucking idea where we are. So
Exactly.
So, but that's the whole point. Sorry, like we need to
there
try
are
and
no.
I'm saying,
orient
no,
ourselves.
I'm agreeing. You guys are arguing
Okay.
with me when I've already
Sorry.
agreed with you.
We're not
All right,
already
thank
arguing.
you.
agreed with you.
All I'm saying is,
Stop
in our
arguing
current
with me.
predicament, there's no wrong answer because we can't find the right one without finding wrong ones.
Right.
We're gonna have to
Got it.
just either look here or
Let's
go
look here.
elsewhere.
I'm agreeing with you.
But
I'm
yeah,
agreeing. You guys just
I get
like
it.
to
I'm not
argue
saying
with
you're
me.
not. We're getting argumentative and agitated over being lost, and pointing fingers at each other and getting in a spat's not gonna help us find our way.
So, all in favor of making camp for the night, not in the death room.
I would like to take a nap, yes. As much as naps mean for me.
Well, I tell you what,
Prefer to
I'm
not be in
pr-
the stinky death room. Yes.
I'll take first watch and
I'll be listening
yeah,
in the
help
background.
make up camp and whatnot. And then I guess we'll all get a good night's rest. And in the morning, if we've all got a change of thoughts as far as do we keep searching here or go elsewhere,
Spicy.
we'll figure that out. But for right now, let's all get some rest.
And resting on
Uh,
this floor.
No, I think that we leave this whole area. If we have to get out into cloud form to get out of here, I think we go sit on the ledge somewhere and we try to make ourselves small. But we don't want to be in here because there are zombies in here. Sound fair, sound reasonable, sound good, sound kosher?
Sounds very kosher.
There was nothing around the entrance of the tower up on the cliff like you're suggesting. So, having a little spot either right outside or maybe right inside where that pedestal was that we got the statue on.
Sounds a great idea.
Probably our
I just
safest
don't want to
bet.
be in this room.
If that gentle mushroom harvesting creature can survive there, it must be safe enough
Right.
for us, at least for a night.
Who left?
Sorry.
Oh,
All right. Are we going fort for him?
I think so.
All right. So
Cloud
fart
form.
form into
Sweet.
the tower entrance.
Yes.
Picturing, so yeah, wasn't it a big double door sort of entryway?
Yep.
Hello?
Yo,
Yes.
Oh, great.
Oh,
I'm using the phone now to finish talking.
That's right. So we're going back to the tower entrance. We're just gonna close the door. Basically speaking, what my best inclination is, we try and make sure that people can't see our light from above. We did see that big fuck off bird, didn't we? I didn't think that up.
yep. While you were out and about.
Yeah. So let's like, if is there a window in the door? If like if we close the door, can they see any light coming in?
Nope, not if you close the doors. They are closable. You guys just kept leaving them open.
Then we close the door behind us, and Neavara sets her lamp down in the middle in place of a fireplace. Look at that.
I'm a little confused what I missed. We went when
We
So
went
you know
up
can you
into
tell
the
me what
tower.
it's the
We went
tower
up
with
into the tower.
Clarence
okay.
with the flump.
Okay.
So we're on the lowest level of that. Like we had walked out of there, we saw the other half of the
Right.
castle below.
Right.
We're still in that half of the tower with Clarence.
Okay.
More accurately, because we can close the door and it's relatively safe.
Okay.
No zombie ambushes.
And so that we can rest for the night, is that the idea?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
We regain all of our spells, we regain all of our senses. And I sort of need to think and sort of figure out where the fuck we are. I know that you're not going to be much help, Zed or Veldrin, because you didn't travel outside the city much. But I can, sort of try and put all my brain cells together.
All right. So it sounds like camping for the night, enclosed inside the base level of the tower, doors shut, curtains drawn, windows closed.
Yes.
As best as you can, anyway, in a big old tower. So I guess the question is there anybody doing any watches? And
yeah, Zed'll take first.
the the immediate answer after that is I think that's something we'll probably need to figure out next time because we are over.
Yes. Sounds good.
Well, nice
I
job,
think,
everyone.
yeah.
Wish I was there.
Sorry.
It was funny too. It was a little bit ironic and unfortunate because the last few sessions we've been investigating towers and stuff, and I was like, I'm pretty sure we're probably going to get some combat here soon. And then
Oh, and then you
storm
missed
hits,
it.
my internet goes out, and we immediately get into combat. And as soon as it ends, my power comes back on. I was like, great, okay. Didn't want me to roll dice today.
Guess
I get it.
not, right? Shit.
That's what happened
That
to
was a
me
cool fight
yesterday.
though. It was also neat. So it's funny to watch the sessions if you're actually watching the stream on Cube side, because unbeknownst to us, he does talk to chat
Oh, really?
or talk about the session. Yeah. So like earlier, one of you guys was about to hit one of the zombies, and he was like, "I'm pretty sure they might kill it right now." And then you guys hit, and he was like, "Yep, that's enough." And then he was like, "Yep, you got it. That was enough." So I was like, "Oh man, nice." There's like behind the scenes commentary that I was getting that I don't
Oh, I
normally
had
get.
no idea. That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. So like I'm not going to spoil anything that I heard, but the fight was interesting and there was things about the fight that you guys didn't know that I heard of that I wouldn't have known if I wasn't watching. Um
Wow. Okay. Hmm.
but yeah,
That's
well,
cool.
I hope you guys had fun. excited. I know we went over a little bit, but
Hopefully, you get to roll dice next session.
yeah, I
It
should
would
be
be
fine.
great.
That was just a crazy little storm that came in. And as soon as it came in, it was gone. Like,
As
just took out
storms tend to do.
Just long
right.
enough.
Exactly. It took out power to the whole block, and then this is like, all right, I'm moving on.
Alrighty. Alright. So. Oop. Wait, first. That. Then this. There we go. So, with that being said, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate you for dropping in and watching. We do this every Tuesday at 7:40-ish, late at 7:40-ish Pacific. Every Tuesday, like I said, over on Twitch, Twitch TV/cubed222 for those of you on the YouTubes when you end up watching this. Heaven forbid one day I ever rebrand, dear Lord. Oof, just the thought of that made me dread. So tomorrow we'll be back at it at hopefully 5:30 Pacific. Different game, different crew, different feel. Yeah. I think that's the fast I've ever done the announcements. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, or whatever it is in between for you. And like I said, we'll be back at it tomorrow at 5:30 Pacific over here on the Twitcher Rooney doing more D&D. But with that being said, how's about we call it a day? Yep. All right. Well, like I said, thanks for chilling. And I guess we'll catch each other again soon. Hopefully. Hopefully. And also, the VODs should be up on YouTube. I fell behind last week, and I got to get back into the habit of getting them out by at latest Monday. Sorry about that. I'll do better. I'll try to do better. Work in progress. Anyway, until next time, peace. Bye.